Hey, we're live.
Hey. Oh.
Camera says live.
Hey. Hi.
Hi, live people.
Hey, guys. What you got
Just,
there, not Chris?
just, hey, what's up, not Phil? I just happened to put a nice little red dot on my shotgun.
No, you didn't.
And no, you're right, I didn't. It's a green dot.
Red
It's weird
dot.
they call it a red dot.
Red dot, green dot.
It's a
green
green
red
dot. And I'm excited about it. I've never shot a shoot gun with a red dot or a green dot, and I'm excited.
The house sounds pretty neat because that's the one that's got the solar panel on top, so
Yep.
you don't really have to worry about dying of a battery.
Yep.
It's got a little capacitor in there, so
Yep.
as long as it sees the sunlight, it'll recharge the capacitor, and you're good for like 24 hours. And
That's
generally
pretty slick.
speaking, the sun comes up every day, so you should have at least some sort of sun every day. And
Usually it does. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I had to go with green because I'm partially colorblind, and I can see red, but I definitely see green a lot better. And so I'm gonna give it a shot.
kind of neat
See what I
stuff.
think.
And it's got the circle
Yeah,
and
this
the
is-
dot.
yeah,
or
not just the
circle
dot.
or
This
the
is
dot. And
circle and the dot. And I figured for the shotgun, you can run it either way, either dot only or circle and dot. And I just figured that, especially for a shotgun, I like that big. Hey, this is where you need to put the thing.
yeah. Put the thing on the thing and pull the thing.
It goes boom.
A lot.
A lot more boom than bang on these. I like it.
Yes. Big boom.
like it.
Big boom.
So, yo,
yeah.
everybody.
Right. Hello. We've got fun stuff going on right now. So today we've got, and it's already been a big hit. So we get free gift cards.
For part of our 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah, 12 days
I don't
of
even
Christmas.
remember what day this is. This is like day
It is
87
day today.
of day 12.
Day today of
Day
not
to-
the
yeah.
12. So we got gift cards. So come in, spend $50 or more. You're gonna get a $10 gift card. Spend $100 or more, you get a $20 gift card. No, you can't combine them. And
No, yeah.
No, it's but
Don't try to game it.
yeah.
We're already giving you something for free.
Yeah.
Just
Come in and get
do
free.
that. Yeah, get free stuff. Don't try to game
So
it.
it goes for everything. So you come in and get whatever you want. You're going to spend money anyway. Find a new pistol, find a new shotgun, maybe an
New
optic.
Yeah.
And get some money to give to somebody for Christmas gifts.
You know
Always
what would be a
thing.
good thing is we just got that new 10 mil Springfield in the case yesterday.
Yesterday or the day before, something
Yeah.
like that. It is really like,
Man, it's pretty
that's
slick.
pretty neat. That is pretty neat.
It is pretty
And
slick.
10 mil is kind of puts
Pretty
that whole
slick.
40 to 9 kind of thing to the side.
Yeah.
10
Whole nother level.
Clearly quite a bit. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
Pretty neat thing. And it doesn't fit as far as a too large kind of a thing.
No, it's I want to shoot one. I've not shot it. I've shot Springfield 10 mil 1911, which is awesome. Shot really well. I want to shoot one though.
That was at SHOT Show this year.
That was
wasn't
it. That was well, yeah, I guess this year. We still have a couple weeks left of this year. So
Yeah. The one that, yeah, but anyway. The last one we went to.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, we got SHOT Show coming up in about a month.
Yeah.
Month
Just
and
about a month.
2 days or so, something like that. So we need to hear from you guys. What do you want us to go check out?
Don't say guns.
Yes, because
You
there's
can say
lots
guns, but
lots of guns.
There are lots of guns. Lots
so,
of cool stuff.
Like for those who have never been to SHOT Show, because it is kind of supposed to be an industry-only thing. Everybody who is in the industry is there. So if you stop at every booth, you have like what 12 seconds per
Oh,
booth.
man,
so it's
it's
not possible
crazy.
for us to just go check out guns and go
Yeah.
check out stuff. There's way too much.
Yeah, you have to have a game plan
So-
every day or nothing happens.
Give us some ideas. What kind of stuff do you want to see? I know there's not been a whole lot of releases yet. We
Yeah.
should be hearing a lot more
It'll be
releases.
soon, yeah,
I know
just before-
CMMG's kind of already released it. We went over that a couple of weeks
Kinda,
ago.
sorta,
but
yeah.
They've released some of their tidbits. But let us know what stuff you want us to check out. We'll have a big old crew there. We will be doing a live on Wednesday. So.
Maybe at the normal time, maybe not. We don't know about that. And we'll probably do some other lives, probably from the hotel room, drinking a beer
Randomly
Might-
and
yeah, just
good
talking
stuff
about
like that.
stuff. So yeah, if you hear stuff that's coming out, or maybe that unicorn thing that you've never seen, and you want us to even just go get a picture of something, ask questions about something, hit us up.
Yeah.
Let us know what you want us to check out.
Got all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So let's see. This week we have there's a practical tactical match tomorrow. So it's the first one. Dustin's kind of trying to run this as a test deal.
Practical tactical.
Yes.
Meaning,
so in
you
a
kind of
short and briefly,
sorta-
it's your CCW gear.
Awesome.
So stuff like
Like it.
appendix carry and inside the waistband, and what do you actually carry as an EDC? What is your actual CCW stuff? So this is going to be a big chance to get out there and do a real life situational type of a stage. Very real life basics. We are really leaning on Dustin and Phil. They're training about this stuff all the time, constantly looking at what are the things that you're going to face in the real world. We're going to incorporate that into semi-training, but competition feel. So there'll be a score to it.
Yeah, it'll be a score. So it's still a competition, right? So there's got to be rules. You can't just run around and scream and hide under a barrel or something. You can, but you still got basic competition rules and that sort of thing that we'll have to follow. So obviously there's a limit when we want to do real world, right? But we can make it a lot more than the traditional IDPA rules or USPSA rules. It's going to be a good time. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I worked with Bart Carson of World Shooting Complex over the past year and a half, and really trying to start a what he's calling the tactical two-gun, which is much more focused on the tactical style environment, your end of days scenario kind of thing. Guys wearing full-on plate carriers, battle belts, full rigs, running around. We got rifles, we got pistols, doing a bunch of that stuff. This is going to be more of like your home defense, I'm at the shopping mall and this kind of thing happens. You don't have all the gear. Now, if you want to shoot it in the combat type environment, you want to bring plate carriers or battle belts,
tack it up.
Totally cool there too. There'll be the two different divisions, your CCW guy and then your operator guy. This one I seem to kind of feel there'll probably be a lot less of the tactical world and much more of the CCW world.
I think people see it as an opportunity to actually practice.
Yeah.
Drawing from concealment and moving and shooting and shooting from behind cover and all that sort of stuff. I think it'd be good.
So there's it's kind of a limited run. I think there's only going to be like 10 or 15 spots that we're going to open up for this one.
Already sold out.
It's already sold out?
Yep.
So we'll bring you up to speed on that next time as far as getting into that. But so that's kind of fun stuff going on right now. We've got basic handgun this weekend.
Yep. So got some seats open for that.
Couple of them.
Yeah. It'll be a
Blood
good
drive
class.
on Sunday.
Blood drive. We still have
I think,
spots left in that.
8 seats.
You have to sign up. Well, it's highly encouraged that you sign up ahead of time. Okay. I tried to donate blood last time. I thought, well, I work here. I'll just sneak in at some point, and they were too packed the whole time. I could not get in there. I couldn't do it. So
sign up,
come
get a free
out.
T-shirt.
It's important. It's an important thing. I donate blood as often as I can. One of my sons has my blood running through his veins. I had to donate blood to him. So it's an important thing to me. Do it. Get signed up. Come out and do it.
And they don't. Blood's only good for so long, so they need a constant supply coming in so that they can keep flowing that stuff out. There's a very limited short shelf life. So especially when you see these things happen, like there's problems that happen all over the place. The Red Cross needs that blood, and they've got to have a stockpile there. And it's so there's fluctuations of donations, and it's not like they can just put that on the shelf and wait till the time that they need it. So it's important to constantly be doing that, constantly be donating, and you never know. Unfortunately, you may be on the other side of that and need that blood at some point. So
absolutely,
give yours out. Let somebody else use it. That way, theirs is available for you down the road if that chance ever happens to come up.
I want to back up real quick. So we talked about 12 days for today. What do we got tomorrow? Tomorrow is 50% off of training.
Oh, yes. We've been having people all
50% off of training. All right.
50% off training. That's a huge discount. Phil does not like that. We only do it once a year.
Yep.
As a marketing guy, I was trying to hey, can we do? Nope. It's once a year, so get it now. It is tomorrow. So come in
out here.
Sign up.
Even if there's not a class that let's say you want to take a CCW, but you're not sure what one fits in your schedule, we can put you in a Space Saver. You still get it at half price. Once you see one that works in your schedule, you say, hey, I want to take it on July 12th, and we put you in that class.
Bump you out of the Space Saver. And
we can do that for any of our classes now. There are some exceptions to that 50% off, all right, just a couple. There's a couple of classes we have coming up that we are not teaching, one of which is NRA Basic Pistol Instructor. Another one is basically a knife fighting class from Martial Blade Concepts, going to be awesome. Those two classes we cannot discount at the 50%, as well as our medical classes, because while we provide a space for those, we don't teach those either. We have Rob from Tactical Care Concepts come in and teach those for us. So those medical classes and the outside instructor, the NRA Basic Pistol or the MBC course, we cannot discount at half off. But everything else that we teach, you can buy one class, you can buy 10.
Yeah, I think last year you guys were saying that once somebody came in and they bought like 12 classes.
Yeah, you could buy one for you and your neighbor, or
get the whole family
whatever.
signed up for stuff.
Yeah.
We've got lots of different training. You guys know how big of we push the training. It's going to save somebody at some point.
Absolutely.
And might as well be you.
Yep.
So come out for that
Absolutely.
tomorrow. And then wear your ugly sweaters.
Oh yeah, you
ugly
wear
Christmas
I
shirts
forgot
too.
mine today. I wanted to bring mine. I've got.
And it is a sweet blazer,
I got a
guys.
sweet
It is a
blazer,
really sweet blazer.
and I forgot
Speaking of which, Sam, come out here and show this off.
This is awesome.
Sam's
It's
is
terrible.
amazing.
It's terribly awesome.
Look at that. Flying pigs on pizza.
There's cats too somewhere.
Cats.
Yeah.
Cats. I got my flat
Dustin
Dustin.
pin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have mine's in my bag. I'm
So,
slacking today.
somebody had said
no
posted today
Christmas
we need to
spirit for me.
have stickers for Flat
Yes.
Dustin.
It would be kind of cool actually.
So
It might cost you like $20 a sticker though. By the time we print like 100 of them, I don't know if we could. Unless somebody wants to buy 1,000.
We'll figure something out. We're gonna figure something out. I think. Don't tell Dustin, but I think he's gonna.
It's pretty
little
funny,
Flat
actually.
Dustin maybe making a bunch
Yeah.
of rounds. There's a bunch of different silliness. So we'll have fun with that. So let's get in. Like in the news.
Hold on. 12 days of Christmas.
12 days of
Remember.
Christmas.
So we're doing 12 days
Training?
of Christmas because of Christmas. So we have
Yes.
Christmas coming up.
Sure,
Next week.
almost forgot. The next Tuesday.
Yes.
So Monday we'll be closing at 3 o'clock.
3 p.m.
3, not 2, 3, not
3.
4, 3.
Definitely not 4.
3 p.m.
And it will be closed Christmas Day, and then normal
Wednesday
hours
we'll
on
be
Wednesday.
back up. And just as a heads up, for the following week, we got New Year's, again, also falling on Tuesday. Monday we'll be closing at 3 o'clock.
3.
So that everybody can go and have their festivities. And then we will be open New Year's Day. So celebrate the
Normal
new year
time.
with lots of bang, bang, boom, boom.
Yes, come out.
And we'll have some
Perfect
sort of
cure for a
in-store
hangover.
specials that we'll come up with it for that point. So, but you got to be here to find that out.
Yes.
So, come in, celebrate the new year with some pew pew.
Awesome.
So the big thing in the news right now.
Is there something going on in the gun world in the news?
I heard a little something.
Something
Little birdie
about-
was telling me that
This,
somebody.
by the way, is not a bump stock. Okay, so there is no
Nope.
bump stock on this. So,
Nope.
so your little coffee dude can.
Yes. So, ATF, thanks to President Trump, has come out with some new bump stock ban.
Yes.
It is official,
It's-
almost all the way.
Yeah, it's
Friday.
officially being pushed forward. Supposedly on Friday it will
Yeah.
be made official.
Officially official.
Yes. Sam's going to post a link to the 157-page write-up to amend the regulation as it pertains to fully automatic weapons. and
Machine guns.
Yes, machine
They
guns, and
just,
how they are now classifying a firearm with a bump stock as a machine gun.
Which I still don't understand.
Nope.
Really.
Me either.
So they've already determined that it's a part.
Previously.
Previously,
like, I don't know,
they said it was a part.
5 or
like
6 years ago or
2010,
something.
I think it was 2010.
Oh, was it that long ago? Yeah, something like that. The
2011,
ATF came out and said,
2012,
nope, this thing's just an
It's
accessory.
just a part,
Yep.
and it doesn't fall underneath that, so it's
Doesn't
just a thing.
mechanically alter the function of the firearm.
Which
right?
originally there was a submission that had a spring behind it, that it utilized the spring to actually
propel
the
yeah.
firearm forward. That they said was a machine gun.
Yeah,
and
can't do that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're physically making something that does a something to make it go bang, bang, bang.
Do something.
I get it. But they removed it, and it's on the person. So which, I mean, I don't know if you've shot one, and I'm pretty sure you might have.
I have.
They're silly.
I'm not a fan of them, but when you start banning an item because it does something that might sound like to somebody who doesn't really know what they're listening to something else, and you're banning it because of that reason, it's obviously politically driven because of the shooting in Vegas, and everything was blamed on bump stocks. Whether he actually used bump stocks on all 35 of his guns that we've never really seen, or he had it on one and all the rest were full out. Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. But that was what was pushed, and so the political people are trying to appease each other one way or another, and it's a slippery slope to me, because if you say, okay, you can ban this thing because it does this, next, what about this thing? And then this
right.
thing. And one little piece at a time, they start grabbing things, and next thing you know, it's...
Yeah, and I mean, we pulled out a couple of the tidbits from the post. So it says basically, the final rule amends the regulatory definition of machine gun in Title 27, Code of Federal Regulations, sections 447 TAC 11, 478 TAC 11, and 479 TAC 11. The final rule amends the regulatory text by adding the following language. So the term machine gun includes bump stock devices, i.e. devices that allow a semi-automatic firearm to shoot more than one shot with a single pull of the trigger by harnessing the recoil energy of the semi-automatic firearm to which it is affixed, so that the trigger resets and continues firing without additional physical manipulation of the trigger by the shooter. End quote. Furthermore, the final rule defines automatically and single function of the trigger as those terms are used in the statutory definition of machine gun. Specifically, automatically, as it modifies, quote, shoots, is designed to shoot, or can be readily restored to shoot, end quote, means functioning as a result of a self-acting or self-regulating mechanism that allows the firing of multiple rounds through the single function of the trigger.
So what if I lightly press a fixed stock against my shoulder and it bumps?
So within that 157 pages, it does bring up the fact that during the open comment section, there were multiple people that had submitted that type of a question. They're currently stating that in that portion of it, that does not qualify it, because that's a person in a nutshell. It's a person, not a thing. Therefore, you're doing and not they're doing, or it's doing, or something along that lines.
Sid wants to know how that works with binary triggers.
Binary triggers, another good one.
Question from Sid. Hi, Sid. Thanks for talking to us.
He said hi to his bearded buddies.
Aw, thanks, Sid. Hey, so binary triggers. Interestingly enough, when I first saw this come down yesterday, I thought for sure binaries were gone. They were going to be wrapped up, maybe not initially, but as this went forward, they were going to be wrapped up. So I started going through that 157-page document. I have not read the whole thing, but I looked for information on binary trigger, and I found in there on page 83, they specifically talk about binary triggers and that they're fine. Because the way that they are saying it is that you pull the trigger one time and it fires one round. The release of the trigger is a separate function of the trigger,
right,
which fires a second round. So therefore, it is not a single trigger pull firing more than one round. It's not a single action firing more than one round. So according to this regulation, the way it's worded currently,
I think that's one of the keys that we're all kind of worried about.
And so that's one of the big things with regulations, right? They can just be kind of changed. They're not a law. They are the law, though, right? So laws have a way of being passed, right? I think we learned about this in grade school.
Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah. So
Schoolhouse Rock.
I think you know what? I think we're gonna watch a little bit of Schoolhouse Rocks and just kind of see what happens here. Give me just a second. I gotta try to do this from across the room today. All right. Enjoy.
Schoolhouse Rocky, the chip off the block of your favorite Schoolhouse Rock. I'm just a Bill.
Whew, you sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a Bill, yes, I'm only a Bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee, but I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will, but today I am still just a Bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience.
All right. So.
And it goes on.
Yeah, it goes on. I didn't want to play the whole thing,
Right.
but you know how that's supposed to happen, right?
Right.
So basically, a bill is proposed. It has to pass
Go into
the
one
House
side and then
Yep.
to the other side, and
Then the
House
president has to say
and-
yes or no, and blah blah blah. Eventually, if it's going to become a law, it becomes a law.
Right.
Okay. So regulations, from my understanding, I am not an attorney. Are you an attorney?
No,
Nope.
no. I don't even play one on the internet.
Yeah, I do sometimes. So basically, with a regulation, when a law is written,
Which only one
authority-
branch can write the law.
yes, but in that law, they give specific authority to write regulations to a specific entity. In this case, the Department of Justice, which is above the ATF, right? So the ATF is a division of the Department of Justice. So the Department of Justice can write these regulations, just like the EPA can write regulations, or the FAA can write regulations. Those regulations have the weight of law, okay? Those are the subject matter experts, right? So they take the broad stroke of what is written in the law and narrow it down and make things very specific, so that I think the intent of it is, as things change, excuse me, it allows you to adapt. As technology changes, it allows you to make certain things illegal or legal because stuff has changed too fast, faster than we can keep up through our normal legislative process of creating a law. So it's a good thing, but the bad thing is it allows organizations like the ATF or the Department of Justice, really, to say, okay, now we interpret a machine gun as anything with a bump stock on it.
Which, like, I mean, I guess 80 years of people have not been able to figure out that a part that doesn't actually do anything
Yeah.
actually does something?
Previously, that was, and like we already talked about,
Yeah.
previously they said, no, it's just a thing. It's not a big deal. But that's one of the downsides of regulations. It allows them to be able to do this stuff. And those regulations have the weight of, that is the law, okay?
Right.
So and there is the Gun Owners of America, or Gun Owners of
There's
America.
actually, I guess, a couple of different, so you got this Damon Guedes, whoever this guy is, and 3 other pro-gun groups, the Firearm Policy Coalition, Firearms Policy Foundation, and the Madison Society Foundation, have already filed, from what I understand, had already filed a lawsuit against the Department of ATF, and they're seeking some sort of an injunction so it can actually be reviewed by the courts.
Yeah. Now,
GOA, the Gun Owners of America, is going to file, they said, but they're saying that they're waiting for it to become officially official, which we're expecting and being told it will be officially official on Friday.
Yeah.
Now there will be a 90-day, so you guys know, there will be a 90-day waiting period
Yeah, so if it
before
goes into
actually
effect
goes
on
into
Friday,
effect.
Yeah, you
So
don't have to
they're-
destroy or dispose of before then.
Right.
You
And they're
have 90
saying
days.
that basically that'll be about March 21st or so.
So that would give that lawsuit time to
Be
have
kinda
that
fleshed out.
Yeah, have that regulation reviewed. Now, most of the time, this is kind of a basically a stamp of disapproval, just saying, hey, we're filing this lawsuit to let you know there's lots of people that don't like this. But a lot of times those things are upheld because they're just upheld, right?
Yeah.
So. I don't know. Hopefully, it'll get they'll file suit and this thing will just go away. I definitely would not recommend when that thing, if it goes into effect on Friday, you just say, okay, I'm done with this and tear it up, throw it away, burn it, whatever. There is actually instructions on the ATF site, which Sam's going to post a link to also.
As to where to cut.
Yeah, as to how to cut
to destroy.
specific makes and models of bump fire or slide fire stocks. So I definitely wouldn't recommend going out and doing that day one, right? Wait a little while, give it some time, give it 45, 60 days and see where you're at. And even if you give it 60 days, well, you still got 30 days to decide if you want to take it to an ATF field office or if you want to destroy it.
Yeah,
at
because
home.
you guys spent money on these things.
That's what
and
bothers me, a big portion of this too. It's not
Yeah.
like, okay, we figured out this thing is going to be illegal now. You spent $200 on this.
Right.
We will give you your $200 back. No, it's just,
it's
give
just-
me that. I'm going to take that. I'm going to throw it in the trash.
Right, which, I mean, again, I'm not an attorney, which brings it up, like, once all this stuff does actually become, like, here is the thing, we're going to try and get Chris Cox, attorney,
So, Chris, if you're
come
watching,
in and actually do a sit down and really give the less than informed and the
Yeah.
non-legal people some real
Which we obviously are less
heads
than
up
informed.
on what does this really mean.
Yeah.
Because as it stands right now, like Phil's pointing out, like I would definitely not tell you that right away you need to destroy it. I'm not telling you that you should not destroy it. Like I'm telling you that, and we officially are telling you, like as of if this goes through and everything's said and done, March 22nd, if you have one of these things, it is a felony.
Yeah. So because it then becomes a machine gun.
Yeah.
And you can't own a machine gun
And, well,
without the proper paperwork.
I guess you could put it on a pre-86 registered
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
machine
say.
gun.
So
you
if
could
it
turn your
was a-
machine gun into a.
Machine gun? Well, you could turn any
I guess
pre-86.
that would work with the.
But I wonder if they consider that manufacturing. I don't know. That could fall into a whole other thing. Basically,
Don't get it.
it's
Don't
a
have
no-no.
it after that.
Right? It's a
If-
no-no.
If everything goes through, so.
And like we already said, I'm not the biggest fan of them personally, but as a gun rights person, this is not a good thing. If you've got one and you want to come here and shoot it, you can shoot it as long as you can hit your target and not the floor or the ceiling or the target carrier, right? You can shoot them up until they become a machine gun.
Actually, machine
right?
guns, yeah.
So-
and please come in, buy all the
Yeah.
ammo from us.
Yeah.
We'd
Do
love
it up.
for you to just.
But once it becomes a
waste
machine
lots of
gun,
ammo
you
beforehand.
have to have proper paperwork in order to have a machine gun. That's what sucks, is that you take a law-abiding citizen and now just say, because you bought this thing when it was legal to buy this thing, now you are a felon.
Or have to quickly, and
Yeah.
I mean, we all know how fast the government works with stuff. You have to quickly become not just an FFL, but an SOT holder
Yeah.
in order to have that thing. Because even
It's
though you have an
after-
FFL,
yeah.
like that's not even good enough because
gotta be an
it's
SOT.
after 86. It's after all of the registered. This is the full auto guns that are forever and always the only ones you can transfer. It's not going to be on one of those, and if you do put one on one of those, like, it'd be kind of silly because you
would
should
be.
have that like switch that just goes fun and is a real machine gun. And if you're going to do all that stuff, just get a real machine gun. They're way easier to control
Oh, yeah.
than these bump stocks and that push pull.
Stuff.
It's for the birds, man. It is just for fun.
Yep.
It's just
It's
for,
just because.
you know, but yeah, it's aggravating.
It is. It's frustrating. I'm I wish I had all the answers. I certainly do not. And but we'll see where it goes. We'll see where these current suits go, where the GOA goes with their lawsuit.
Send your letters, send your emails, make phone calls, like
tell people in charge that you disapprove if you disapprove. Right?
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. Not a good thing for us. Again, like I said, slippery slope.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it is.
It's a mess. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So.
Enough on that.
Yeah.
Enough on that.
Let's wander on.
Well, sort of enough on that.
Yeah.
Are you going to your?
Yeah. So my
rant?
rant is I mean, I'll be honest. I voted for Trump. I like him. Generally speaking, I think he said a lot of things when he was asking for us to vote for him that he was going to do X, Y, Z, this, that, and the next thing. And he really, I think more than a lot of other politicians, I won't say any other politician, but more than a lot of other politicians, he made promises and said, I'm going to do these things. And he's done a lot of those things, or has started down the process of those things. But he also said he was going to protect our Second Amendment and protect guns. And we have no proof of this Vegas shooter using a bump stock, for one. Like, was there bump stocks on firearms? In the pictures they provided us, yes. Sure. But there's still a lot of like, I'm not sure what, who, when, and if, like, anybody that's been to Vegas knows that, like, you can't pick your nose in the corner of anywhere without having 3 people have seen you pick your nose. Like, everything you do in Vegas is seen. How is this guy not, like, they have to have some info here. So that's beside that, but like, he said he was going to protect our guns, and this is one step of you're turning a thing into a thing. Yeah. Like, it's a part. It's a part that ultimately makes the thing less useful in a general sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And makes it fun in one specific sense of mass confusion with the brain cells. Like, that, getting that thing to work was like, I can't even get it to work. I've tried. It didn't work well for me, but you know that. And then now he's coming back and saying, "I know I've been telling you that I'm not going to back down from this border wall," and now they're coming out and saying, "Well,
maybe,
but maybe if I can get the money, some other methods, and you're partway there on this section, and maybe I won't." No, dude, like. Stick to your word. That's why a lot of us voted for you, was because you have always been a guy who sticks to his word. Yeah. Always been a guy that literally has fought for the little guy. There's plenty of stories of him actually fighting for the little guy. Yeah, you can twist a bunch of what he may or may not have said at certain times, and may or may not have done at certain times, and like. He's not infallible. He's kind of an idiot sometimes in what he says and does, but like for the general majority of what he does, like he's a pretty solid dude. Yeah. He says, I'm going to do this, and he does. And
he's screwing this up.
The real people that have worked for him have all said that he's a great guy to work for as long as you work. If you're going to be lazy, he's not a big fan of you. And I can't really hate the guy for that, because if you're lazy, well, you're lazy. Yeah. It is what it is. Like, call it as you see it. So that's my thing, is that, like, Trump, do what you said you're going to do and quit changing on things. Leave the guns alone. Give us suppressors, man.
Heck yeah.
We need suppressors, awesome. Like, or silencers, or whatever you give them to us.
You choose.
Like, simple 4473, transfer them over. Save the ears, save the young shooters, new shooters that, I mean, it's an explosion going off right in front of your face. It is kind of scary. So make it at least a little more enjoyable. Let's get back to what we're doing. Let's get the border shut down. There's a reason people are trying to get in, and ain't nobody trying to run away. Yeah. This country's amazing. You have more abilities in this country, no matter who you are, no matter where you came from. And there's a list 1.5 miles long of the successes of people that literally started from nothing.
Yeah.
And it's advantageous if you have money when you start off, and it's advantageous to be in a certain area when you. But that's not a limiting factor anymore.
Yeah. No.
You know, we literally, it doesn't matter who you are, where you came from. If you're trying to do something, you have the ability in this country to do it, as long as it's not hurting other people. So, Trump, just get back to doing what you're supposed to be doing and what we hired you for. Or you're fired.
Yeah, you're fired. Maybe.
I mean,
So, Hero, I'd like to call out Corporal Dietrich and Officer Anis. I have no idea if I'm butchering their names or not, but from Ellisville PD, right down the street from us.
Yeah.
Just this past last week, I guess.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, they ran into a house fire. Right, that lady was just making breakfast and getting ready for church, and kitchen caught fire, and her husband is confined to a wheelchair, and he was laying in bed at the time. She couldn't get him up fast enough. Ellisville PD showed up first before the fire department, and they both ran in, obviously not wearing a kit.
Right. I mean,
they just ran in.
they're cops. They're not
They
the fire
carried him
department.
out, saved his life, and that's awesome. And that's just a testament to
It's
what
a day in their
our-
life, man.
Yeah,
and these
what
dudes
these guys
do
do
a day in
all
and
the
day
time.
out. So
And that's cool. So yes, bravo to
Thank you, guys.
Ellisville PD, and really to all first responders that do that stuff all the time. You know, we will have a link to that story and video on our Facebook page this afternoon around 4 o'clock or so. It should show up.
Yep.
So take a look at that and say thank you to all the first responders. So
yeah.
I think that's
So
it, man.
I think that's it for now. We're rambling and so forth. So
Come out
stay
and see
tuned.
us.
Come out and see us. Gift card stuff today. Trainings tomorrow. We got firearm specials coming up this weekend. Remember, members get it all the time. So become a member so you can
Yes.
get deals like this all the time.
Yeah, any members can get any of the 12-day deals any day this month.
Yeah.
So
And we've got, I think it's Sunday. I think Sunday you get everybody gets all 12 days.
my brain stops at tomorrow at the 50% off training.
Well, yeah, because
I'm
that's the
like-
one thing that you've been like hammering on me. It's
Yes.
only the one time,
Yeah.
only the once a year. I got it.
I will be
So,
swamped tomorrow, which is a good
Make
thing.
it a big
It's
problem
good
for Phil
Yes.
to have all these guys that he has to figure out how to get trained and into different classes. And please burden us with the problem of
Yes.
having too many people for the amount of classes that we have.
I don't hate it.
Phil is actively, desperately trying to get the years-long training schedule together. So
It's not easy.
let's slam this dude with a whole bunch of work and figuring out what other days he's got to try and block off sections. So
All right, you ready, brother?
I'm ready.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya.